All coffee is bad for you. All coffee causes cancer. All coffee is full of antioxidants that are destroyed, and they become free radicals. It's all because of the roasting process. So coffee is bad for the heart. Coffee is bad for you in so many different ways. It damages your biological systems. Ours is not. Why isn't it? We don't roast it. We cook it. It's 200 degrees less, the temperature that we do it, and we cook it. So all we do is bring out the flavors in it like you would cook a food to make it better, and we do the same with coffee. And we have the world's best coffee bean. Why is it the best? Because the World Coffee Association says it's the best. It's the best tasting one in the world, and it's won that award 12 consecutive years. There's nothing that can even come close to it for flavor. We use that. We don't want to destroy the flavors. We don't want to dry it out like you burn a piece of toast black, and that's what they do with coffee when they roast it. So we have a special piece of infrared equipment that we roast it. Now look, this is all coming across the telephone to you right now, all across the world. We got people on both continents listening to us on both sides of the ocean right now, Asia and Europe, as we're making this call, and people clear across North America too. The telephone has enormous power, but look how quickly you can bring something like that out. In California now, all coffee has to have a warning sign saying that it causes cancer, and it does. And so it forms these acrylamides, and these acrylamides are cancer-causing agents. And the free radicals, they haven't even addressed the other part of it. The free radicals are created by roasting coffee. And what happens is the antioxidants, which neutralizes free radicals that are abundant in coffee, are all destroyed when they roast it with it. And many of them become free radicals that cause cancer and about 60 or so different diseases, all because of coffee the way that it's roasted. So look at us. Here we sit with just our coffee, the world's best tasting coffee, the only really true health coffee. The other MLMs that are selling coffee, there's one small one that makes coffee, and part of the coffee is all they make, but the rest of them, the big ones, don't make coffee, and they use the most bitter bean, and it's just like we were talking to somebody yesterday on it, and they said, the coffee is so bad, people don't want to drink it. He said, well, I'm not in it for the coffee, I'm in it for the money, and people are making the money with it. So it doesn't matter if the coffee tastes bad or not, I'm in it for the money. And eminently. What kind of attitude is that? Well, of course, that's what he's selling. It's not his company. But sure, we're in it for the money. We want to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. But how about having a coffee and they add a Ganoderma to it, and they say it's a health coffee. Well, yeah, you add a health ingredient to a product that is bad for you. What have you got? You've got a health ingredient in a product that's bad for you. And so, it's pretty basically that. So here we are talking on the telephone today, using it as a tool to inform you about the pros and cons of coffee and how to build your business. But doesn't it make more sense if you're selling a coffee that has a health ingredient in it, that the coffee would be healthy too? But that's not the way coffee is made. But however, that's the way that we make ours, so that we cook it, not roast it, and we preserve all those, and we enhance the flavor. You can really dial up a flavor with the system we're doing, where coffee's just roasted until it's dry and crunchy. With ours, it's not. It's cooked to perfection. And then we hit 4 spectacular products, and at least 3 of them are spectacular. Ganoderma we have in it. It is not a spectacular ingredient, no matter what they say. It's a good one. But a great one is shaga. Shaga is, the Chinese say, it is the king of all plants, and truly it is for what it does. And then we have bacopa from India. Shaga comes from Siberia and areas like that. And we even have some here growing on my ranch. But that's another story. But the important thing, shaga is a product like no other. It's over 100 scientists from China, from Korea, from Japan, from Russia, all say, and in comparison to Ganoderma, because Ganoderma is a mushroom, shaga is a fungus. Now, mushroom's is a fungus too, but shaga is not a mushroom. It's a fungus. And Ganoderma has plant DNA. Shaga has animal-like DNA. Isn't that something for a fungus? It's very different. But all the researchers say shaga is 100 times more powerful and effective than Ganoderma. So tell me which one is good. Tell me which one is great. Pretty obvious, especially when you have third-party people telling you about it. Look how we're able to communicate this across the telephone. If you're listening here, if you're taking notes, doesn't it empower you to know what we have? And then from India comes bacopa. powerful antioxidants, powerful to support the memory and the brain and the whole neurological system in your body. And that's truly a great product. We even have it in our TSX because it helps to support the building of telomeres, which grow you younger. So look at that aspect of it. And we have the coffee itself. The coffee itself has a mystery ingredient. They don't know what it is, but they know what it does. And the Alzheimer's Association says this may be the answer to Alzheimer's because they know it builds clusters of brain cells. But coffee processed wrong, which all coffee is, in my opinion, destroys that component. But we know the studies show what to do to not destroy it, and actually that's what we're doing. So now we have that mystery ingredient in there that the Alzheimer's Association says builds clusters of brain cells. So it's not just them saying it. They're following up on the research that independent third-party people have done. So we have that. Now listen to that story with what we have. And then we have Gotu Kola. Gotu Kola is magnificent antioxidant, and it's so spectacular for the whole cardiovascular system and the heart and all of that. So look at all of those ingredients that we have in our product. Spectacular ingredients and a good ingredient. Ganoderma is good. The others are great. But we put them all together. Who has anything else like this? Of course, nobody. Who has the world's best tasting coffee? Nobody, at least in network marketing, and the companies that do have it. Geez, Starbucks sells the same size bag we do, and depending on the stores, it goes from $90 to $130 for a bag that we sell for $26, and they don't have the health ingredients in it. So talk about a buy. In Japan, this coffee sells for a bag of it from $150 to $300 for a bag because it's the world's finest flavor that we have. So we had to build a coffee plant to manufacture it. Isn't that something? Well, I'm going on and on and on because I'm on the telephone, but look how easily you can communicate, and look how convincing that you can be if you know what you're talking about. And it goes clear back to Monday where you get your presentation down cold and you deliver it hot. Now what you've heard today, and I'll tell you what, this is all recorded, so you can come back on it tonight and download it and listen to it and have someone else listen to it. And then would anyone else want to buy a cancer-causing coffee that's bad for the heart, that's bad for your body? Of course not, and that's all coffees out in the marketplace that I know of. I don't believe there are any. They're not. And they may add a small amount of Ganoderma and make an extraordinary claim, and it comes back to just plain foolishness. We have a product like no other. We have a compensation plan. We took this big Ganoderma coffee plan, and we ran three generations down, 5 times 5 times 5. We got down there. They earned $1,400 with their commission program. Ours was $4,200. Tell me there is not a difference. And we have the most spectacular coffee to go with it. Which company do you want to be in? I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? But maybe you don't know that. Maybe you don't know all those things, but now you've heard it on this recording. It's come across the telephone. It's recorded. You can download it tonight or today and listen to it and save it and play it to someone else, or you can write it out and you can say it yourself because you learned it on the telephone. And now you can hear my inflection and you can have my voice. You can do the same thing with yours. Just practice it and you'll get pretty good at it. And you'll get better and better the more you do it, and you'll build a business that will never quit because there is no company like Sisel. Well, I've gone way over this morning. I don't know why I got so carried away, but here I am. And on the phone, guess what? It's a lot different than mailing somebody. Something isn't. They can hear it. They can feel it. They're a part of it. The telephone is magic. So get using it and practice your telephone skills and watch your business grow.